from Carlos Hill. What a blistering drive from La Pantera. Polsa makes it 1-0.
What a save by Matt Turner.
All those regular season games just felt like Adam Buksa was going to score. Like Carlos Hill was going to do something amazing, and there was just an inevitability.
Every game was nerve-wracking, even though we were on pace to get the most amount of points that you've ever seen from a team, and we ended up being able to do that at 73, which is just astonishing. It was awesome to see.
Just to see the hard work and all those maturations of bringing different guys in and trying different things come out and just make not just an enjoyable season, but a season where you could predict having an enjoyable night at the game, I think for me, and I'm sure for our fans, is really special.
This is the first time in over a year that Revolution fans have been able to come to a game due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
My name is Matt Zitka. I've been a Revolution season member for over a decade, and I was the president of the Midnight Riders from 2018 till 2022. It was a little bit like living inside of a dream because we were just coming out of the weird COVID season where we weren't in person at all. And then, we're like getting more and more of a normal experience. And at the same time, this team is building more and more momentum. And so you have the euphoria of just being back and doing things in person again. And then it's being heightened by this team that had just clicked and all the pieces were fitting together just right. And just felt like no one could stop them.
My name's Corey Cloutier. I've been a Revolution season ticket holder since 2012, and I actually was the president of the Rebellion from 2021 to 2023. So being the first year as a president, it was eye-opening, I would say the least. The entire year was a roller coaster. It was very exciting.
The draws and losses really wear on you when you're in a position like mine, staff. We don't always show it publicly the way we feel it, but most of us don't sleep well after a loss. Even when we have good seasons, it's hard to use the word enjoy to describe my emotions throughout the season. It's really hard because you're really stressing every game, every moment. And when you have a season like that where you can just truly enjoy the team you love, the club you love, the players, that was one thing that made it personally very special for me.
With 5 minutes to go in this one, the question comes, does Seattle tie this one?
Hey, come on. Nice and easy.
Look at this play, played inside. The opportunity for Roldan, it's off the post.
Post, when I hit the post, he ripped it. Hit the post, nice.
Vamos!
Let's go! Get in here, boy! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's get it. Hey! Hard work. Hard work. 11 years, boy! 11 years!
There was a secret handoff actually a couple days beforehand because it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that the Revs were going to wrap it up around that weekend. And so because they were at DC midweek, the previous home was Philadelphia, and it was an easy trip for the president of the Sons of Ben at the time to do a little under the radar handoff because I was going to be at both games. It was logistically the easy thing to do.
Was there any concern at all about placing your hands on the shield before it was officially the Rev Shield?
Oh, absolutely. I did not open that case until it was a done deal. I could tell it was in there based on the weight, but no one was touching that thing.
Yeah, shipping that thing is a lot. It can be quite the challenge. So going to DC and picking that up is the best bet, but the shield is over 30 pounds, but then the case it's in is just super heavy. So send that can be a lot. So we worked with the other supporter groups, and we ended up going down, picking it up from them, and then going over to Orlando to lift it up in the stands.
It was the day before the actual game. And so I think most people traveling were down there already, but not all of them. And so we probably had maybe 25, 30 people in this beautiful beer garden in downtown Orlando for that moment. And then the following day, there was an even bigger celebration after the actual game where everyone who was traveling was there at that point.
Do you remember when you first started even thinking about the points record that year?
It was late. I mean, it was probably with like 3-4 games to go or something like that. I think once we clinched the Supporter Shield, I guess I think that was in Orlando. You're like, okay, we've clinched the Supporter Shield. Let's get the team right for the playoffs, but it would be nice to get that.
Buchanan, and this time they don't need a call. Tajon with the breakthrough. The Revs are up 1. And they've done it. 73 points on the season.
These guys, these are the guys. These are the guys. Let's go. History, man. Are you kidding me? Most points in history.
It's hard because you see around the league, you bring in expensive players, whether those U22 transfers, designated players, and you're always going to have hits and misses there. There's no guarantee that those designated players will end up being top players. And so I think when you go through that and you bring in Carlos Gil, Gustavo Bo, and Adam Buxa, and they all turn out to be MLS All-Star caliber players, and they're on the same team. Not to mention guys like Turner, right? The back line that we put together, like all of it in one bucket. That's the result.
We do it for a final time. Inter Miami conclude their 2021 MLS season with a trip to Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the Supporter Shield winners, the New England Revolution.
Lots of celebrations to come from Gillette Stadium as the Revs will lift the Supporter Shield.
The Shield was already out during that tailgate, so I just got to watch over and over just hundreds of Rev supporters meet the Shield for the first time. That was great. I remember it was kind of an iffy weather day, and I think we've never cared less about the state of the weather than during that tailgate.
I didn't have the opportunity to lift it in Orlando, unfortunately, but when it came to the lot, I was the first to hold it up in the air, which was an awesome feeling. So the first to hold it on the grounds over in Foxborough was great.
For me, I think that was just the biggest thing, is to know that we're going to lift a trophy, an important trophy, at home in front of our fans. And yeah, the memories of just that day were really, really fun.
Revolution! Revolution!
We had a couple of ex-presidents from past years bring the Shield down to myself and the Riders president at the time, and we took the Shield and we were able to walk it across the field and hand it off to our team captain, which is still Carlos Gil.
It came to both of us, both grabbed it, and it just felt right to march it across the field together.
To be able to see all of the players' faces, even just grab that Shield and take a look at it and just be in awe, inspired by it, it was just such a great moment to see just face to face. And to have that same feeling that they had was a great moment.
Were you nervous at all in that moment? There was going to be like a trip or something happening in a handoff?
Absolutely, yes. There have been various Shield fumbles before and after that. I'm glad it wasn't me, and worse than that, on camera. That was a relief when it made it all the way to Carlos by the big board there.
It was an adrenaline rush. It wasn't nerves, an adrenaline rush. So I was just excited. I had my hands on one of the 2 Shield/trophies that MLS has to give to the teams. And so being able to hand that off to a team that deserved that so much was, again, a moment I'll never forget.
For the first time in club history, let's hear it for the 2021 Supporter Shield winners, your New England Revolution!
photographers are lined up, my thing is that whoever is holding the trophy is the one that I'm going to concentrate on. I'm waiting to see what that person is going to do. And then if he passes it on, then you go there instead of covering the whole thing. My name is Chris Eduama, and I'm a freelance photographer. I've been covering New England Revolution since 1996. I was there for the first home game, and I've been photographing them since. We decided I was going to shoot the close-up and he was going to shoot the wide. So that was determined. So once the close-up, meaning I have to use my big lens, or once they jump over, then I have to use the close-up. I got most of the basically individual 2 players with the trophy versus, I got one with the wild one, but I got more of the close-ups.
Corey and I hung out on the field as long as possible. We basically had to be kicked off. There was no way we were leaving anytime soon.
In the moment, you're still the president of one of the 2 supporter groups, so being able to look at the stands and celebrate with all of the other members within the organization and celebrate with all the other fans who are just supporters of the team, that was the moment that I enjoyed even more, actually. I even have a picture of myself doing a little snow angel inside the confetti, which might be something that I definitely won't forget either.
I also pocketed a couple handfuls of confetti. I'll still find it sometimes, be like, oh, right.
We know that we couldn't give the shield to the team. Actually, the supporters technically own the shield. But we felt that the players deserved the shield and more, especially the season they gave us. So we gave each one of the players their own personal shield, so they had something to take home to remember that season that we hold so dear to our hearts.
I know our supporters waited for a long time to win that supporter shield. To not only do it for the first time as a club, but to set the record for points in MLS in doing so. I think it was really important for us as a club and for our fans to know that we do view ourselves as a big club in MLS. We do want to act like a big club. We want to spend like a big club. And I think that was a really important moment for the entire club and our fans.
That shield was created by supporters. Back in the day, it was worked with a bunch of different individual supporter groups who were the originals, part of those original groups. And they created that shield. The idea behind it, the thought process, what it meant. And now being able to accept that from the Revs today and having the first Revs team to be able to actually get their name etched within that center circle is just breathtaking.
It's one of my favorite memories. Just so lucky for me that it happened to be during my time in that role. Because, there are many supporters that have put in at least as much work into this community, into this culture as I have, who had only some tougher years. So I'm very grateful that the Revs saved their best season for when I was president.
For me personally, lifting up that shield tenfold above anything else that I've ever had to experience as a Revs fan.